now tuned into the network, bruh. He was supposed to say bruh, not me. Today's lab is Cisco Discovery Protocol. What it do, family? We got my man Gonzalo back in the building. Yeah, so Gonzalo, I'm supposed to go to Buenos Aires, Medellin again. A couple of my friends are going. I hit up one of my friends. I was like, yo, let me know next time you going to South America. And he's like, dude, I just bought me some tickets 2 days ago. And I'm like, what? Oh, let me see if I can go. So I go to check my passport. I'm like, let me go see if my passport is still good. I'm like, oh yes, I'm still good. It's good until June. And two of my friends, they chimed in. It was like a group chat in WhatsApp, and they were like, yo, man, you can't fly, bro. You need like 6 months of validity. I was like, what? And then another one was like, yeah, they sent one of my boys back, so you can't fly. And I'm like, oh man, unless you send it in to get renewed, but you got to pay for it to get expedited. And we're flying in about, I think it was like March 11 or something like that. We're supposed to be going. And I'm like, oh man, well, let me see if I can get it done. So I overnighted the package. I went to the CVS, took some pictures for my passport, dropped it in, go see if I can go. And I'm like, don't think I can go because now they're saying you don't need 6 months validity, and I already sent it in. So I was like, well, I guess I can't go. So who knows? Anyway, today's lab, again, is Cisco Discovery Protocol. The lab we're going to be doing is from the book 101 Lab, Cisco CCNA version 4, Learn by Doing, authored by Paul Browning, co-authored by Farai Tafa. 3 hours to go for the exam. Oh, Brian, that's what's up. No, I'm not Gonzalo. Just a couple of my friends, they said they was going, and I was like, oh man, I want to go, but I said I'm not. I don't think I'll be able to go anyway. So, anyways. This book, again, you can get a copy of this from 101labs.net. Experts agree that we retain 10% of what we read, but 90% of what we do. So that's why I'm always preaching hands-on and kinetic learning and stuff like that. So it's best to, you could read theory all day long, but most of the information won't stick unless you are actually hands-on with this stuff. Today, we're going to try to do this lab. It should be a really quick and simple lab. There's only like two devices in a topology. We're going to use GNS3 today, so I'm pretty sure GNS3 is capable of using this feature. But yeah, Brian, good luck on your exam. I'm pretty sure you can pass it. If not, you can come back here on NetworkBruh, and we'll review some of the tough topics or the topics that gave you a hard time, man. So this is basically Cisco. You should be able to do this on Packet Tracer as well. Discovery Protocol. Do I want the, oh, they got a new version of GNS3. How about that? Y'all can hear me, right? So yeah, the objective of this lab exercise is for you to learn and understand how to enable CDP and adjust CDP timers. Y'all know anything about CDP, right? Basically, it's a protocol that allows you to see information on a neighboring Cisco device, right? And the way it does that is it sends these like kind of like CDP messages I believe it's every 60 seconds. Or is it every 30 seconds? I believe it's every 60 seconds. Fat Finger Squad, if y'all don't mind confirming that. Because again, like I said, I don't know everything, but I know some facts. So, but I believe LLDP is 30 seconds and TDP is every 60 seconds. Anyways, they send these messages every 60 seconds to be like, hello, and to see if the neighboring Cisco device is alive, right? And then the other, well, it doesn't just do that. It just does that to gather information. And the other device will send information back to be like, hey, look, I'm a router. I can do this. Here's my IP address. Here's the platform. Here's the version of iOS I'm running. So you can get all that information from a Cisco neighboring device, as opposed to LLDP messages, which is a vendor neutral message discovery protocol. And that one basically sends messages, I believe, every 30 seconds. And that's used for devices that are not Cisco. So Danny confirmed it is every 60 seconds. Appreciate that, Danny. But yeah, Brian, really good luck, man. I believe you can do it though, man. If you're like tuned into and you feel like watching my channel and Professor Messer and stuff like that, David Bombo, Network Chuck, those kind of guys, if you're really passionate about it and you learn about this stuff like every day, you're labbing every day. Well, I got my lab it every day shirt today. But I believe you can do it, man. Can you share your iOS images with us for GNS3? Brian, unfortunately, I can't do that. That is against Cisco's policies. That those images you actually have to buy or be a Cisco partner. Fortunately, I work for a Cisco partner, and I can get those images and stuff like that. I can't share it. That's another. Y'all be trying to get me, boy. I can't be, I can't be sharing those images. This book right here, I can't share with you in this book, but there is a link down below if you want to get a copy of this book. It'll take you to Amazon. I get a commission off of it if you click that and get the book. So, sorry again, Brian. All right, so understanding CDP is a fundamental skill. CDP is a proprietary Cisco protocol that can be used for device discovery as well as inter-network troubleshooting. As a Cisco engineer, as well as in the Cisco CCNA exam, you'll be expected to know how to use and enable CDP, inter-network discovery. Y'all see how that sound? The way y'all like the way I say it, it's just a message to let you know what's next, the next Cisco device that's connected to you and gives you information on the next device. You see how I like technical and super. I make things simple. That's how the NetworkBruh do on his channel. But anyways. If you wanted the textbook material, you can go, read the book and textbook and stuff like that. I break it down for y'all. So we need one router. We're gonna name him router 1. Hopefully this thing wakes up and allows us to do that. And y'all know how, looks like we'll have to do, you know what? Let me see. Let's do this. I should have rebooted this computer and I did not do that. I did not do that. And I don't want to pause it. So let's use Packet Tracer. I don't want to turn this computer off midstream. Actually, let's see if we can restart GNS3 and see if that works. If not, in the meantime, what I'll do is, do I want to use hardware? No, I'm not gonna do that because I want y'all to see the topology. So, do I wish to disconnect? Yes. Let's go ahead and fire Packet Tracer today. Sorry, comment with IP Andy. You should have him as a guest. IP Andy is cool, man. I like him. He has a great YouTube channel as well. He gives away a lot of hardware, man. I want to keep my stuff until, I don't know. I just like it, man. I know it's like archaic and super old. I got all this, it's like, places use ASA still. I got some old APs that I got from the hospital that I used to work at. They gave me a whole bunch. They was like, we don't use these no more. They're like 10 years old. But anyways, yeah, he got rid of all of his old equipment. He had somebody else join his channel, and they got rid of their old equipment too. So let's go ahead and launch up Packet Tracer because GNS3 don't want to play with us today. I really wanted to use GNS3 because I wanted to use Wireshark so that way we could actually see the CDP messages. But you know what? I believe we can turn on debugging and we'll be able to see them going across and stuff like that. There we go. So that's powering up. In the meantime, I still want to power up GNS3 and see if that's going to work for us, if it's going to play nicely with us today. But yeah, IP Andy, I should have him as a guest. I haven't had really guests on my channel yet so far. I don't know if I'm at that level where I can start, doing my Jay Leno thing. But yeah, he would be a guest that I would have on my channel. Like him, he's a really good dude, really smart guy. I believe he's going for the CCNP Encore exam. I think he just I want to say he just tweeted that he signed up for the exam in March or something like that. Because, I follow him on Twitter. CDP. Cisco Discovery Protocol. Come on, GNS3. Go ahead and play nicely with us today. That exists already. So let's see if we can open it up. He's right here. He's right there. Again, if y'all ready, just put a router 1, and then a switch, and connect them two together with one cable. I'm using FA00 on the router, FA02 on the switch. That's what we're going to do. I just wanted to see if GNS3 is going to play nicely with us today, and it don't look like it, because I'm going to have to reboot this computer, and that's the reason why it is acting up right now. So we do have the VM and stuff like that, so I don't know why it act like it don't know who we are. So yeah, let's go ahead and use Packet Tracer. Y'all know I tried not to use Packet Tracer, but it is what it is. So one router. I want to name him router 1, so let's go ahead and get rid of that guy. Boop. Yes. And a switch. Yes, I know that you could rename it, but that's how I do it. All right. Switches are located under end devices. No, network devices. Network devices. No, switches. And then let's use a 3650. So we got London on the track. Y'all got any questions so far or anything like that? Y'all with me? Don't want to delete anything. So yeah, we're gonna have one router, one switch. Let's do this because I want to name him quickly rather than make another one. So he's switch 1, he's router 1. Let's go ahead and connect them bad boys up to FA00, which in this case is GI000, to GI02, 102, right? Just like that. Y'all with me so far? Really simple lab, y'all. That's all it is. This is just Cisco Discovery Protocol. Again, it's a messaging system, basically. Let you know information about the neighboring Cisco device is all it is. Task 1, configure host names, which they probably already by default switch 1 to router 1. So no, I don't want to do this, and he is not. So enable global config mode, host name, router 1, or 1 rather. And then the same thing with the switch. He is going to be switch 1. This guy, you must power him on. How do you do that? This is why I like Packet Tracer though, because you could see back in the day I didn't have equipment. I didn't know some of this, how this stuff even looked like. I just knew switches had a bunch of holes in them, right? Zoom in, and then you could actually see them, right? You could see like, but this is the reason why I like hardware though. I didn't know that these were like fans. I didn't know they were hot swappable, meaning you can pop them out and stuff like that. I didn't know that the power supplies slide in and out like that, just like this right here, until I actually physically had one or physically worked with one at my job. So that's the reason why I like hardware, for things like, for that reason right there. But anyways, you slide the power supply in and he should be booting up just like that. Y'all got any questions so far? I know I'm making it, no, and this is the reason why I like it though, because it powers up, boots up quickly. Y'all remember how long I give y'all a life story while the equipment was booting up. I got to go to enable mode, global config mode, host name S1. Let's see if we can get this knocked out so y'all can get back to y'all studies, man. Rather than me than telling y'all about my life story. Configure an IP address of 172.29.100.1/24 on router 1. So router 1, we're going to configure that IP, that interface right there, right? Remember, and you notice how these are red, right? These are red, right? By default, that interface is down. By default, that interface is up. Y'all remember that, right? Because routers, their interfaces are down. We can verify that with do show IP interface brief, and you'll see that it is admin down, right? However, the switch, if you show interface status, and we'll see, it says not connect, but that's not how we do it. We got to do, it's 102, right? So we do a show IP interface brief, and we'll see, oh, he's down. Interesting. Because you know what? You actually have another device. That's weird. You actually have to have another device connected to it for it to turn up, but essentially it is up. You don't have to no shut it. You'll see it's up. The VLAN 1 is admin down though. It says down, that's right. So this is admin down. That's as opposed to being down, right? Admin down is administratively down. You actually have, you put shut down. You have to put no shut for it to actually come up. Whereas the regular interfaces, the physical interfaces, they're up, but they're just not up until something is connected at the other end. So that make any sense? So yeah, let's go back to this router right here and go to interface GI000. Remember, your interfaces might be different if you're using a different switch or a different, actual hardware and stuff like that. We said his IP address was going to be 192.29.100.1. Subnet mask of 255.255.252. No, I'm sorry, .0. And then no shut. And we got some log messages, and then we can see do show IP interface brief. And you'll see now it's up, right? And that's the IP address that they wanted. 29. Oh, Fat Finger Squad. That's supposed to be 29, not 229. Anybody catch that? Dave sent a message and retracted it. Put the message right back in his mouth. It's all good though. IP address is actually Fat Finger Squad. That's why we call ourselves the Fat Finger Squad, because simple little mistakes like that could have us troubleshooting. It's a good thing. This is the reason why I need to verify the guy that's training me at my job. He always tells me like that. He always says, verify, and then when you're done, verify. After that, you want to verify it again. You see how I did that? If I didn't run that show command, I wouldn't even caught that mistake right there. So always run show commands. Know your show. So we're done with that guy. We can verify him again. See, I'm gonna have to verify. Show IP interface brief and it's unassigned. And we'll see it's up, and then it's now 29.100.1, right? And we could also do a show interface GI 000 to make sure our subnet mask is correct. Because notice, it don't tell you what the subnet mask is, but when you do show interface and then the interface, you can see the subnet mask right there. So that's correct, right? So what else they wanted us to do on here? That was task 2. We only got 6 tasks in here. 2 out of 6, right? So task 3 says to configure VLAN 200 on switch 1. So let's go to switch 1. I think we're done with router 1. Let's go ahead and save our work too. Not like it's going to power off or anything like that, but you know, good practice to do that. Sometimes it's not a good practice though, because sometimes you want to revert back to what you had before. Especially, and notice how now it's up. I didn't have to do a no shut. That GIZ, see, now they're both green, right? So that's one thing to take note. It was down, but I didn't have to no shut it for it to come up, and that's what I mean by default that they're up. So, FFS in the building, Fat Finger Squad. You always run your show commands. I promise y'all. Y'all gonna save some troubleshooting that you're gonna have to do later on if you run your show commands, like, you know, religiously and periodically. Configure VLAN 200. So we go to global config mode and we say VLAN 200. Did they want us to name it? No, they did not. And yes, they did. Name it CDP underscore VLAN, all caps, right? So name, and he says CDP underscore VLAN. I'm hoping this lab work in packet tracers. Packet tracers came a long way, you guys. They didn't have, you know, IoT devices back in the day. They didn't have ASA. It's a lot of stuff that packet tracer can do now. So I'm pretty sure we can debug CDP messages and stuff like that. Configure interface VLAN 200 on switch 1 and assign it the IP address of 29.100.100.2. So 172 or 172.29.100.2. Same thing as the router, but .2. And then assign the port FA02, or in this case, GI 102, to that VLAN. So let's verify our show command, our VLAN so far. Do show VLAN, right? And we'll see, there's our CDP VLAN, and they wanted us to put GI 102 in that interface and also create interface VLAN 200, right? So let's start off with the interface VLAN. Interface VLAN 200, right? That's called an SVI, and notice how SVIs come up automatically. You don't need to like connect to a device or anything like that. It's a logical port, right? And we say we want to give it the IP address of 172.29.100 .2. Hold up. Yeah, 100.2. There we go. And then 255.255.255.0. We gave it an IP address right there. Is that not correct? Obviously it's 29. Y'all know I was really trying to do that for real, right? I was just trying to see if somebody's gonna catch that. But anyways, you make this look so easy, bro. I'm configuring a catalyst for my home network, and it's taking a good minute. Hey, it's all good, man. With practice comes perfect, man. I just bought me a little shooting machine, right? I don't know if y'all like, I'm really basketball is my passion, guys. I love networking and stuff like that. I love, you know, configuring stuff like that. However, basketball is my passion, right? So I just bought this machine that actually rebounds the ball for you, right? So you shoot the ball, it goes to the hoop, right? But then the machine rebounds the ball to you and gives it to you so you can take another shot, right? And this is how I practice my jump shot, right? And beat my friends like every week, or, you know, go to the court and kick ass, right? Because I'm practicing my jump shot all day. The same thing, the same concept. You can apply the same concept with switching and routing and stuff like that. The more you configure IP addresses, the more you configure VLANs, the more you configure SVIs, the more you do this stuff. Repetition. It just, you start to do it and you don't even think about it, man. Like, it gets to the point where you're starting to shoot. I start to shoot at the correct arc. I don't even have to think about, oh, did I put enough? I'm like Steph Curry out there. Now I ain't gonna say I'm Steph Curry, but this is how I get better. You do this every day. So yes, I do make it look easy, Dave, but it's been years that I've been studying this stuff, man. So Brian said if Packet Tracer puts all the stuff that's used in GNS3 and increase their full size, nobody will be able to use GNS3 for labbing. Yeah, well, if that's the case, nobody would. Yeah, that's true. That's true. However, they would have to turn GNS3 or Packet Tracer into an emulator for that to work because of all the features and stuff like that. But yeah, Packet Tracer has come a long way. So what am I doing wrong here? We did the IP address. Oh, you know why? Because you can't go. Y'all know what that mistake was, right? Why I didn't take this, right? Anybody know why that mistake is? Any of the newbies in here? Why that IP address didn't take? I know I fat fingered it, but why didn't it take? So yeah, we configured the IP address. It came up. Let's verify our work with show IP interface brief. But I did that for real. No lie, I did that for real so y'all could see what I was trying to do there. 29.100.2, and we verified the subnet math with show IP interface. Show interface VLAN 200, and then we could see the subnet mask is correct. However, notice it's up down. It's up down. We got Guy in the building. What's going on, Guy? Y'all check him out at what's your site? kbtrainings.net. I'll leave a link in the description down there. But yeah, kbtrainings.net. He's got a good channel too. That's another good dude you guys need to follow. He's got some basic CCNA stuff as well. kbtrainings.com. I'm sorry, .net. But yeah, y'all check him out, man. So yeah. So notice VLAN interface VLAN 100 is up down right now. But however, we did get the correct subnet mask right there, right? So we want to assign port FA02. Your interface might be different, right? We need interface GI102 set to this VLAN, right? How do we do that? We go to that interface, so interface GI102, right? And then we're gonna say switch port mode access, right? We want to make it an access port. That's what that command does. And then we want to put that interface. Did they say GA02? Yeah, GI102. Well, they said FA02, but I have 102 on this switch here. Remember, your interfaces might be different, so you're gonna have to figure out, which one y'all want to use, right? Assign that port to VLAN 200, right? And we do that with switch port access VLAN 200. What else? And then we could verify that interface. Now it's up. Y'all notice it's up now, so we can verify that with show. Yeah, no problem, Guy. Y'all check him out on YouTube too, right? I don't know if you wanna. I don't know if my chat is gonna allow you to, put your YouTube channel on there, but okay, that's his website, right? I got that right, Guy, right? And then let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there you go, and that is his YouTube channel. Cause I don't know if that's gonna because sometimes the live chat kind of like flags messages and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm only allowed to put URLs. I got violated by YouTube, and I don't want to play them games with YouTube no more. But anyways, notice interface VLAN 200, which is the SVI, came up, right? Because it was not assigned. There was no live, like a physical interface assigned to that VLAN, and that's why it was up down. So we could verify it's. Remember, always run these show commands to verify your work, right? We want to do show IP interface brief, exclude unassigned, UNAS. And then we'll see now it's up, and that is the correct IP address, right? 172.29. Does anybody know why that IP address didn't take the first time? Y'all know why? Anybody yet? I'll let y'all take a look. Just any of the newbies in here. Any of the newbies that don't know. Why did that IP address, when I try to assign it to the SVI interface VLAN 200, why did it not take? Any of the newbies. If not, then somebody that knows about this stuff, y'all let me know why. I know why. I'm just I like quizzing you guys and stuff. So task 4, enable CDP on router 1 and switch 1 globally. It's already on by default, but you can practice the command. So I was just about to say, this is already on by default. Why they want us to turn it on? The way we do that is, I believe, CDP run or CDP enable. One of them allows you to turn on CDP per interface. And when they mean by globally, they want you to turn it on like CDP on every interface. It just basically turns CDP on for the whole switch or the whole router, right? Well, we can verify that with show run basically. But there's another command that'll allow you to see if it is on globally. But it is on globally with show. It should be like CDP enable, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's CDP enable, or is it CDP run? Yeah, CDP run, I believe, is for the interfaces. So we go to global config mode and say CDP run. No, so yeah, run is globally, and then enable is for each interface. So run for everybody, right? Because you're telling everybody to run, and then enable is just for each interface. That's how I remember it. Now I'm gonna remember it. It's over 255. That is correct. S Smooth. I don't think you knew this though, because you kind of know this stuff. It's above 255. That's correct, Lance. So I put the IP address to the second octet. I put 2 for y'all that's kind of new to this. I put the second octet as, did I pass it already, or was it on the router that I did that? I did it on here. Oh, you can't go back that far. That's why you can't go back that far. But anyways, I put the second octet as 293. You can't do anything over 255. That's the reason why I didn't take that IP address. But I try to make it wrong for y'all to see if anybody's gonna catch it. Go, hey man, you did that wrong. But I didn't even think about why. Oh, I didn't even think about doing that. But anyways, we want to turn it on globally with CDP run, right? And that turns on CDP and CDP globally. Does it show up in your running config? It should though. It don't on packet tracer. I believe it's at the top. When you do show run, typically you should see show CDP run and it's turned on globally. You'll see the command somewhere up here to let you know it is on. But you could also just do show CDP neighbor, and if you have a CDP neighbor, you'll see it. But yeah, that's the reason why. I guess packet tracer don't show, because I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you're supposed to be able to see whether it's on globally in the running configuration when you do show run. So we assigned the port. Let's verify that with what? Show Vlan brief. And we'll see GI102 is in that Vlan. And that is correct, right? Task 4. We only got 6, y'all. And we should be able to get out of here by at least 8:30, right? Enable CDP. We did that. It's already on by default. Oh, we got to do the same thing on the router. The router, I believe it's already on by default as well. Enable. We could just see show CDP neighbor. That let us know if we have a neighbor. And that is on. And we do have a neighbor, and it's that 3650 switch. So that's the first command they're gonna tell us to. That was task 5 right there, actually. So the timer command won't work on packet tracer, so use live equipment or GNS3. See, and this is the reason why I like using hardware over packet tracer. So the timers don't work on packet tracer. That's one of those features they don't have turned on. That's the reason. The reason why is because, like I said, packet tracer is limited with their features. They give you just enough to pass the exam. There's some little knick-knack, a little nuances, little features that's not too, it's not necessary to pass the exam, so they don't put it on there. Otherwise, packet tracer would be a really beefy application. It will be running slow and probably won't even power up like GNS3 won't over here. You see, look, it's still. We're gonna close this live stream, and this GNS3 gonna be acting up all day long. So typically what I gotta do is reboot this computer, and it'll work. But I don't want to hold y'all up with this thing. So, but that's the reason why they tell us to use hardware or GNS3. I like using hardware because we wouldn't have ran into that issue. I promise y'all. Plus, we would have been able to configure the timers. So, anyways, it says here, configure router 1 and switch 1 to send CDP packets every 10 seconds. So by default, CDP sends CDP messages every 60 seconds, right? To just find out, okay, not just to find out whether it's alive. It's kind of like a keep alive message, but it does that to see if the neighboring device is still up, right? It sends it to switch 1. So like in this case, switch 1 is going to send a CDP message to router 1, right? Router 1 is going to, pretty much reply back with that message, and then he'll be able to get that information, like what we just did, right? We did show CDP on the router, right? When we do show CDP, we notice we've got the neighboring device. We found out from this is from router 1's vantage point, right? Switch 1, we found out the neighboring device is switch 1, his ID. The local interface, in other words, the interface that I'm getting that information from is from my GI00 interface, that right there, right? Let me move this out the way so y'all can see. these guys so y'all can see. Y'all with me so far? Anybody got any questions or anything like that? So we got the neighboring device information. Didn't I just, where is it? I gotta widen it up, I guess, so I can see it. So, all right. So we see the whole time is 126. I believe that is after 126 seconds, he just stopped sending the CDP messages. I believe that's what that is, the whole timer. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, if it's something else. The capability, this lets us know whether the neighboring device is a switch or a router or whatever. It's supposed to say S right there because the neighboring device is a switch. Notice that there's a legend right here, right? Capability codes. If we got a phone at the other end, it's going to have a P. If we have a bridge at the other end, it's going to be a B. This device is a switch, so there should have been an S there. I don't know if that's a GNS3 bug or what, but I mean, not a GNS3, but packet tracer bug, or maybe they forgot to put that feature in there. So we also have the platform that lets us know the other switch is a 3650 switch, and then the port ID that we're getting that information from, we're getting that from switch 1's GI102 interface, and that's what that tells us. But if you put the keyword detail right beside it, that lets us know a little bit more information, right? So we do detail, we can see the device ID is switch 1, right? This is from router 1. We're seeing information on the neighboring Cisco device, right? As opposed to LLDP, it just lets us know information about a neighboring vendor neutral device or another device that is not connected to Cisco and supports LLDP, right? We know that the neighboring device's IP address is 100.2, right? We get the platform capabilities. They still don't got it on there. It should be an S to let us know it's a switch. The outgoing port on our the outgoing port from the other switch. This is our switch. I mean, our interface that we're getting that information from. The whole time, again, I believe that one say 160. Oh yeah, I think that is when how often the timers, it lets us know when to turn it off. Okay, so have fun. I have learned a ton from your videos. Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge and journey with us, man. I appreciate it, Jason. You know, this is kind of like a journey. Like I've already kind of ventured these waters and stuff like that. I took the CCNA exam probably like 2-3 years ago and stuff like that. But I like reviewing the basics and stuff like that. And you know, I have like one test to take the CCNP to get the CCNP certification, and that's pretty much an RC is what I'm going to take, which is the advanced routing and switching. But again, I like reviewing the basics, and I want to be a strong CCNA network engineer. I would hate to be like, you know, get my CCNP and somebody be like, you don't know what a CDP hold timer is? And notice I'm going to try to remember what it is right now, right? So it's good to kind of like go back and review the basics. We see what version of iOS the other switch is running. Yeah, that's the whole version of iOS. We get tech support information. That's basic stuff that you can get from show version. The advertisement. Oh, so there's different versions of CDP, right? They got like version 1 and I believe version 2. Version 1 is less secure. Remember, if you guys don't know, there were some vulnerabilities that was found with CDP. Probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 months ago, where somebody was able to hack CDP messages to be able to, you know, compromise a Cisco device by using the CDP messages. Kind of like hop onto the messages, get to the neighboring device, get information from it, and then and be able to tweak it if that device is not hardened or secured. So, and we see that the interface is in full duplex. So we could also, let's see if we can run some debug messages on that. Debug CDP. Nope. See, that's not available. If we would have had a, no, you can't do that on here. You can do custom queue. Let's see the switch do it. Basically, what we would be able to do is we would be able to see how often the CDP messages are being sent. We would be able to see when they're being received. If we had GNS3, we could put a Wireshark capture and be able to see those messages coming across and stuff like that. This is why I like using packet tracer, but again, it's limited. It's limited with its features, and there's only so much you can do with it. Y'all got any questions so far or anything like that? Again, y'all make sure y'all check out. Y'all run me with that like button, man. If y'all like what y'all see so far, man, y'all run me with that like button. We do this Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We use the book 101 Labs Cisco CCNA version 4, Learn by Doing. You can get a copy of this from 101labs.net. There's a link in the description box below. It is an affiliate link, so I do get commission if y'all click it. Get it. Experts agree we retain only 10% of what we read. We read theory all day long, but we get 90. We learn 90% of what we do. So, good book here. What I wanted to say, yeah, y'all can check me out on like Twitter and Instagram and and I don't have Facebook, but what else? Yeah, pretty much YouTube. What else I wanted to cover? So yeah, we can't really view the I don't think, can we do a debug on the switch? We're gonna wrap this up here. Debug Cdp. No, you can't do that. See, packet trace is limited what you can do. But on GNS3, we'll be able to run Wireshark CDP messages. On live hardware, we could just do a debug as well. A debug, we could do a Wireshark also on it too. But Task 5 said to use CDP to see detailed information about switch 1 from router 1. Familiarize yourself with the information provided. We've done that already. Well, we did it from router 1. Let's do it from switch 1's perspective and call it a night. So we couldn't do the debug messages. It's all good. We'll do show CDP neighbor detail, and we'll see the neighboring device is router 1, the entry device IP address. We see that is a ISR 4300, which is integrated services router. We see the capabilities on this one. We see the other one is a router, the neighboring device. That's what that is right there. This is our, that's our port that we're learning it from. This is it says outgoing port, but this is the outgoing port of router 1. So notice, I'm learning this information from my GI 102, but router 1 is responding with that information through his GI 000 interface. So don't get them too confused now. His outgoing port is where we're learning that information, not our outgoing port. So, what else? This is the iOS version right there, version 16.6.4. Again, there's 2 versions of CDP, version 1, version 2. Version 2 is, I believe, more secure. I don't think there was a version 3 or anything like that. Full duplex, and that's pretty much it, man. Let's verify what CDP hold timer is again, real quick. Hold time, rather. Hold time. Anybody remember what neighbor hold time means? I believe that means if you don't respond to me within this many seconds, or within this many seconds, or it's like a countdown to see how long it's gonna take. CDP hold time, to specify the amount of time the receiving device should hold the CDP packet from your router before discarding it. So we can use the no CDP form of this command to revert to the default setting. So it's to specify the amount of time the receiving device should hold that information. So yeah, I believe that's how long we hold that information before we discard it. Because what if we learn, okay, we have another device connected to that port, right? So we're gonna hold this information for a certain amount of time. I believe by default, I don't know that. I'm not gonna pretend I do, y'all. I keep telling y'all this. I don't know everything. By default, hold time is the default hold time is 3 minutes, and that router is enabled to transmit version 2 advertisements. So yeah, 3 minutes. So we could do. That's another command we could verify with. Just show CDP with no interface or detail or anything like that. So you just do show CDP like that, and that's how you get the global information. So there you get it. That's how you get it. Sending CDP packets every 60 seconds. The whole time we're sending a hold time value of 180 seconds. So this is from switch 1's perspective, right? We're sending CDP messages every 60 seconds, right? We're sending CDP messages. We're saying CDP hello, 60 seconds. CDP hello, right? And then that's what this is, right? And then the whole time is we're saying CDP hello, but we're also saying, hey, hold this for 180 seconds. And then the other switch is gonna hold that information for 180 seconds. But the other one is still sending every 60 seconds. The router 1 is gonna hold that information in his information, hold that CDP information in his memory for about 180 seconds. So after 180 seconds, if he doesn't receive another CDP message, he's gonna discard it and then send another hello and see if there's another device or if the other device is dead or not. If it's dead, then that's it. He just discarded it after 180 seconds. And we're sending CDP version 2 messages right there. So I believe that's pretty much it, y'all. If y'all have any questions, hit me up. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I am on Instagram. Hit me with that like button again, y'all. Hit me with that like button. The more y'all do this, the more people can join. The more y'all tell people about this. Yes, Danny, 180 seconds. we was able to verify that. I don't know if it's because there's a delay or what, or you stepped away real quick and said, let me go ahead and answer it real quick because since nobody else ain't gonna answer it. But yes, 180 seconds, Danny. Y'all share these videos if if you're joined in on any kind of like Discords or any kind of like forums or like Cisco Learning Network. Y'all tell them about my channel. Anybody that's new to this stuff, tell them to join my channel. And we're covering the CCNA basics, man. And I'm taking y'all with me. And we're gonna take it to the CCNP level. And y'all what's his name? Dave. I know you said I made it look easy and stuff like that, but the more you do this with us, it's going to look easy for you too. So it's just like my little basketball machine, man. My jump shot is actually getting better because I'm getting them reps in, man. I shoot every day. We lab every day. Ball is life for me, so that's how I get better, and that's how I guess make it look easy. It's not really that easy to me. I don't know everything. What is your best troubleshooting strategy? The OSI model. You start from layer 1 to all the way to layer 7. In other words, layer 1 is the physical layer, right? We check the physical and stuff. Why is this thing not on? Well, motherfucker, is the power on? Is it powered on? Okay, well, the power's on. All right, well, do you have is the cabling up? Are the cables connected to the correct interface, etc.? Check the simple stuff. They say KISS is the acronym. It stands for keep it simple, stupid, right? So you keep it simple. You check the simple stuff first, right? And then you go to layer 2, check for any kind of like CDP issues or any kind of like MAC addressing issues and stuff like that. Then you work your way up layer 3. You start checking for IP addressing. Is your routing turned on? Is OSPF set up correctly, etc.? You go to layer 4 and transport layer and so on and so forth till you get layer 7. But you want to try to keep it as simple as possible first. That's the best. That's the best strategy for troubleshooting right there. Start from layer 1 all the way to layer 7. I doubt you'll be able to have to get layer 7. Like even if a website is down, right? Let's say this goes beyond as being a network engineer at my job, right? Let's say I'm a web developer. Okay, the website's down. What's the first thing I got to check? Well, I got to see if there's even power at the where the data center is, where the web server is hosted, etc. You keep it simple first. If you don't dream, Cisco, you're not working hard enough. Very true, man. Not necessarily Cisco, but just like networking in general, IP addressing and all that stuff, man. You just got to kind of like, you don't have to be passionate about it because, like I said, my passion is basketball. I love basketball. I'm not gonna make it to the NBA. I learned that since like the 9th grade. So, but I still love basketball. That's not gonna stop me from practicing it, right? Because I love it. So, ball is life. Anyway, if you like what you see, hit me with, leave a comment down below if you want to see some more of this stuff. Tomorrow, we're going to do lab number, today was 32. We're going to do lab number 33, which is configuring LLDP, which is similar to CDP, but it's for vendor neutral. In other words, it's not Cisco, just any other devices. Juniper, MikroTik, or any other devices that support LLDP. We'll be able to find information on that device, So, yeah, hit me with that like button. Leave a comment down below for anything else y'all want to see. Share these videos on your, like I said, on your social media platforms, TikTok, IG, anything like that. In other words, comment, like, subscribe to the network. Bruh.